This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
You're listening to the Pretend You're Fired Today podcast. And now, here's your host, Lisa Rangel.
Welcome, hello, and welcome to the 48th episode of the Pretend You're Fired Today podcast. I'm Lisa Rangel, host of the Pretend You're Fired Today podcast and founder of Chameleon Resumes. We are an executive resume writing, LinkedIn profile development, and job search consultancy firm that helps executives and high potential leaders land their next position faster. And on today's podcast, we're going to address steps to take when you have a vibe or even a clear message that your boss wants you out. That's always a tough situation, but I believe you can still remain in control of your situation if you accept it and you take steps to address it. Nowadays, a boss wanting you out can happen, and it's not necessarily indicative of you doing a poor job within your position. Misaligned goals between management and yourself, or miscommunications between yourself and management, or even just simple management changes can be the cause of your boss wanting you out. It doesn't necessarily have to reflect the quality of your work. Whatever the reason, however, you can stay in control on your employment status. And by employment status, I mean where you're continuously employed. Even if it's not at this company, you want to make sure that you're going to minimize, if not eliminate, the gap, an employment gap. So here are some steps that you can take to stay continuously employed and do your best to not get stuck without a position. So first, evaluate the situation and see if it can be saved. While you should still get things in order, and we're going to address that in the next few steps after this one, but don't automatically assume that you need to leave. See if you can turn the situation around. Ask your boss for candid feedback on your performance and get really clear on what their goals are. And then maybe agree to a period of time where you are going to recommit, where you can show that you're going to improve your results and demonstrate how your work can support their goals. All may not be lost. So I always say give it a chance. Second, make sure no matter what, whether the job can be saved or not saved, the key is that you're prepared for the best and worst case scenarios. Don't walk around like it's over before it's over, but also don't be like naive and in denial that it will never end. The key is that your resume is ready, your profile is updated. You want to be ready if you do lose your job. You want to put feelers out before the end is imminent. If your profile is updated, your current employer may see your value on LinkedIn and realize there's some points about you and your background that they didn't realize they weren't capitalizing on, and might possibly reconsider your departure, or at least open up a discussion that you don't have to leave. So you never know. The key is to do the right thing. So go to resumecheatsheet.com and LinkedInprofilecheatsheet.com to get our free cheat sheet resources. So this way you can update your documents and maintain your dignity and no desperation. Have that stuff ready to go. This is one job, and there could always be another one if this one doesn't work out. Next, don't get mad. Get proactive. Despite your best efforts, if you're really being truly pushed to leave, stay proactive, stay positive. To the best of your ability, don't get mad or vindictive. Holding a grudge, I believe, really only negatively affects your situation and leaves you looking petty. You're going to leave, and that employer is still going to go on. So I say keep your side of the street clean. Hold your head high. Conduct yourself with grace. Leave a favorable legacy regardless of the situation. And also, this is a very practical piece of advice. Being mad will seep its way into your job search efforts. I see it all the time. When you're mad and bitter and looking to get back at the man kind of thing, potential employers sense that vibe. And I'm telling you, potential employers do not want to hire someone that feels jaded. They don't want to inherit somebody else's anger, some other employer's anger. The anger is directed at a prior employer. They don't want it. So you need to make sure that you're really taking the steps to work through any anger you do have. I'm not saying don't be angry. I'm just saying process it positively and don't let it seep into your efforts to land another position if needed, because that won't be good. Also, discreetly conduct a job search, even if the job can be saved. I say use this situation as an opportunity to just expand your network. Go out some lunches that you wouldn't normally take with your network, people in your network. Just put some subtle feelers out there, even if your job can be saved. Obviously, if you're getting clear signs your job is not going to be saved, then you got to turn this up to 10. You need to amplify this effort exponentially. However, even if the job can be saved, don't ignore just normal career management network expansion efforts. The situation with your boss could be the universe's way of telling you to take care of yourself. So this way you'll always be able to find another job fast if needed. Again, even if the situation can be saved, you want to make sure that you're always taking care of yourself and that you can always tap your network to land something fast if you needed it. So don't ignore the message being told you by the universe with this situation happening as it's happening right now. And lastly, the bottom line is don't hold on too long. You got to know when it's time to go. Sometimes, despite the meetings, the salvaging efforts, the recommitments, sometimes it's just not going to turn around. And you may have to decide it's time to go and be in agreement and then just let the situation end as gracefully and as amicably as possible. So I'm not advising anyone to quit. Everyone has to make their own decisions based on their financial and their professional situation and their personal situation. However, if that option of leaving prior to having a job is one that you're going to have to make, I could tell you the positive to that is this will allow you to focus 100% on the future job and that whole search effort. And you're not going to have to juggle like working at a job that's really tough to keep and you're constantly being scrutinized and still do a job search. So there is a positive if you do have to go, but the key is to know when it's time to go. Don't hold on too long. And if you want help navigating this type of situation, so you're not doing it alone, then consider hiring us for the personalized guidance to handle this difficult situation with grace and with dignity. In a completely practical manner, we can help you make sure you're minimizing, if not eliminating, an employment gap. Goal is to be continuously employed. It's being proactive about your career and about the hiccups in your situation that arise in everyone's life. In today's economy, true executive job security really resides in being proactive and always making sure you're taking care of yourself. So go to executivejobsecurity.com, invest in our executive job security program to work with our team of career performance coaches, and we can show you how to devise a plan to tackle your career and help you through these types of hiccups. So this way you're always in a forward motion. This way you don't have to do it alone. You can still maximize your efforts. Again, our career coaching resource is found at executivejobsecurity.com. And in past episodes, we talked about the only way to truly protect your career and yourself from job loss is to pretend you're fired today and make a list of the activities you would do to start finding your next job and start doing them now while you're still working. This is the key element of the Pretend You're Fired Today action list. We want you to be in demand when you need it. So you need to create the demand before you need it. That's the key. This way, if your job situation changes unexpectedly, or if you get an ogre boss that wants you out, or maybe your company moves and you don't want to move with them, but you didn't see it coming, you want to make sure you have pent-up demand for what you do by doing some of these actions that I discussed today, as well as in the past episodes, because then when you need it, you'll be able to tap that really quickly and land something very quickly and minimize, if not eliminate, an employment gap. That, to me, is really my service to you. And for the next few episodes of the Pretend You're Fired Today podcast, we're going to continue to go through a list of tactics and activities to do now, as if you were let go today, to ensure you are always employable and you are always ready for whatever the world brings your way. The first item on our Pretend You're Fired action list is to update your resume. We cover that in episodes 1 through 8. And you can also go to resumecheatsheet.com to get our instructions in our sample resume and how to outline that and format and write the document. And the second item on the list is updating your profile, which you can also review in episodes 9 through 12 and go to LinkedInprofilecheatsheet.com to get an example of how everything should be laid out and how it's discussed in those episodes. And in the last 3 dozen or so episodes, some of the topics we covered are how to work with recruiters, how to answer the salary question, whether you're on an interview or a performance review, ways to create 9 hours of job search time per week. That is like essential for busy professionals and executives, and the ABCs of job security. So you're going to want to go through the menu at pretendyourfiretoday.com and look through the menu of episodes for those episodes and look for other ones that are relevant to your situation. Every episode will help you stay employable. My friend saved me with her priceless advice, Pretend You're Fired Today, and I am paying it forward with you. And I ask you to pay this sentiment forward and share this podcast with as many executives and rising professionals who you feel would benefit from this create the demand before you need it advice. Doing the steps suggested in this episode will help you maneuver through the challenge of your boss wanting you out. And you're still going to hold your head up high. And in the next episode, I'm going to discuss what you can do if your boss is suddenly fired. This happened to me. And I want to outline how this can affect you and steps that you can do to take care of yourself if that situation happens to you. It's unsettling. So it's a challenging situation for people, and I want to offer some guidance on how to handle this situation. So don't miss the next episode so you know what to do if this happens to your boss. And in the interim, if you want personalized coaching for your career, you can get past this type of situation, or maybe there's another area in your career that you're struggling with, go to executivejobsecurity.com and hire us. Let us help you with these direct issues. Let us help you create continuous employability in your career, and it'll minimize the stress. You don't have to do it alone. So I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Be well.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.